All right, so this is a quick overview of a beta version of the new ReelSteadyGO V2. It's not a comprehensive review or anything like that. I'm still under the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, so I can't give away all the secrets, but they did say that we can show a little bit of the interface of the program and some of the things that it can do, but can't show you everything. And also, this will give you an opportunity to ask questions that you might have that I'm not showing you here in this video for the later release when this is actually finalized. I don't know when the final release of ReelSteadyGO V2 will be out. That has not been disclosed to me, so even if you asked, I wouldn't be able to answer because I have no idea myself. All I know is that it's still in beta. They're still working out a lot of bugs. There's constant fixes going on. So this is where things stand right now. And the first thing you'll notice is that it is integrated into the GoPro player. So it is not a standalone application anymore. Like the V1 ReelSteadyGO, it is now integrated into the GoPro player, and it actually works completely differently. So I'll just go through the interface here. So open up some media, and I want to show you something. Let's see here. I'll open up like some Hero 6 footage. It doesn't matter anything here. And you'll notice over here, this is a little button that says you can enable ReelSteady stabilization, and it says stabilization is not available for this video. It says unsupported camera. And I've tried to import Hero Session 5, Hero 6, and Hero 7 footage, and it does not stabilize that footage like it would for version 1. So basically version 2 is only going to work for Hero 8 and up. I don't know if that's going to change or not going forward. I just know that they're just not supporting the older cameras like the 5 and 6 anymore. And I think like they're only going to be supporting the 8, 9, and 10 going forward. So that's probably why they're spending all of their time on that. So I just want to show you that. Go ahead and open up some different files here. Okay, so this is some Hero 8 footage. And you can see here in the interface that you can click on this button and enable real-time ReelSteadyGO. So instead of waiting for the file to render, you can actually click and play it. So let me just play a little bit of this here. Let me turn the volume down. And then you can see this is the unstabilized footage. And then if you press this button here, it actually turns on ReelSteadyGO stabilization in real time. So as you can see here, it is actually showing you what it would look like after it's rendered, but you don't have to wait for it to render, which is one of the nice things about this new version. Also, you can go into the controls over here and click on that. You can adjust the smoothness if you want it to be smoother. Hit that, hit apply, and it will adjust that on the fly. And something to note is this the newer version is actually using your GPU, your graphics card. In case I have in this case I have an NVIDIA like a 2800 or whatever Ti. Some high-end graphics card costs way too much money, and that's what allows you to does the graphics acceleration. It allows you to do this in real time. I think the older version of V1 did not even use any of the graphics drivers, so it would all be CPU rendering. And you would have to do one file at a time. And that's another thing that they fixed in version 2 is they have batch rendering now. So and obviously you can see here we're working on one file over here, but if you open up multiple files, you can, for example, if you want to send this to queue, it'll send that to queue, and then you can do a batch export if you have multiple videos in the queue, and this will bring up the queue here. You can actually set up your codec and resolution for each of the different files, and then hit start, and it'll render all the files at once. So that's another thing, another benefit of the new version. It does multi-threading and all that stuff, where it takes advantage of the higher-end CPUs, and you can render multiple files at the same time. And because it uses the hardware acceleration from your graphics card, the rendering is way faster on this version than it was on the version 1. So let's just let me just go over the advanced things here real quick. So here's some of the things you can adjust other than smoothing. You can adjust the cropping speed, lens correction. These are some of the things that you could have already done in the version 1, but you can also make those adjustments here. Also, you can do a little bit of editing. So say like I'll go back here, you know, and I want to just start my clip over here, and let's pause the video here, and we'll just drag this out. Like so, and let's just render, let's say like about 3 minutes of video, like about right here. And you can see that it is, we hit the check mark over here. You can see that only this section here that's highlighted will be rendered. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just show you how quickly this actually renders it. So we'll have export over here, set your resolution. You can adjust your ReelSteady options over here. If you want to say, oh, let's just adjust the lens correction a little bit less. You can have different codecs as well. So before it would just import, I think it was just exporting an MP4 file. Now you have different codecs you can export it. And Cineform is a GoPro codec that is like an intermediate codec. So it's a very high bitrate, lossless codec. So instead of rendering out an MP4 that might lose a little bit of its quality, you actually export this Cineform file, which is actually a huge file. So your original GoPro file might be like, 4 gigabytes, and it'll probably render like a 12 gigabyte file. So it depends on how detailed your video is. But it basically preserves all that information and detail in the video so you don't lose it, so that when you actually go and edit the video file in your video editor like Adobe Premiere or some other editor and actually do the final render, it has all the information there for you, so you're not losing anything in this intermediate step when you're exporting just the stabilized footage. So you can also export in HEVC, which is H.265, or H.264. H.264 is just MP4. But this is going to give you the best quality, and then you can adjust your bitrate here if you want to save space. So obviously, for most people that are looking for the best quality, you want to maximize your bitrate, and you can either send it to queue here, and then put in multiple renders into your queue, or just hit next, and then we'll just go ahead and save this somewhere. So normally, something like this, like a 3-minute render in ReelSteadyGO on the version 1 for like a 4K file, would take roughly, like I would say, about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 12 minutes. And I'm finding that the V2 is probably at least twice as fast, if not 3 to 4 times as fast. You can see here, it's only been maybe 30 seconds. This is in real time here. And yeah, it looks like it's going to render this thing in maybe about 2 minutes. So probably 4 to even maybe 6 times as fast as the old version. This is, a 4K 4x3 file from Hero 8. So much faster in the newer version. And they haven't even finished fixing all the bugs yet. I know that there's actually some export issues that I'm not allowed to talk about, but yeah, they're definitely made a lot of improvements in this version compared to the original version 1. Anyway, that's pretty much it in terms of covering some of the basics of what this can do. Again, highlights, only works on Hero 8 and up cameras. You can do batch processing, and you have a little bit of editing capability, and it's integrated into the GoPro player. So those are some of the highlights here for this preview video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what your questions are for the next video. Yeah, if you're wondering how this compares to like GyroFlow, yeah, let me know your questions about that as well. Okay, that's gonna do it for this one. Talk to you later.